and welcome to the E14 Gamecast, Emotionally 14's gaming podcast. I'm your host Rob Wade, and I'm joined as always by Blake Harmer.
Sure you can.
Ow, my face! Stupid punching. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
You?
Excellent. Yeah, all good.
Yes,
No complaints here. So we're going to consult our listener questions very briefly, and then we're also going to do a bit of what games are gaming because that's always fun.
Yeah, yeah.
So Jeremy, our favourite question writer-inner, has inquired, what is Steam? I've no real clue. All I know is my son keeps on about it because of Bendy and the Ink Machine. As an aside, I'd never heard of Bendy and the Ink Machine. I assumed it was YouTubers. So then we went looking, and it's horrifying. Oh. And at the same time, very intriguing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd personally not heard of the game prior to that. It's
so for those who aren't familiar, it's a first-person cartoon survival horror game. Very hard to explain, but there's a trailer. Well. Yeah, it's a free-to-play one. There's a trailer on Steam, and it looks terrifying.
Yeah, it looks quite dark.
Yeah, very much so. Anyway, yeah, Steam. It's basically like Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. Yeah, I think he has a frame of reference for those.
It's a platform for your games on your PC. It has its own form of like content management and I mean, you can either buy digital games and they appear in your Steam library, and that Steam. It's actually owned by Valve, who obviously you may know for making such great games as Half-Life, Portal.
They published Left 4 Dead, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're all involved or
involved in a lot of games like
everything's,
that. Team Fortress, Gary's Mod,
Dota. Them as well?
Maybe, yeah. Dota, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. Right, yeah, because
it's one of them. It's that or
League of Legends is Riot.
Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm is Blizzard. So yeah, Dota must be Valve.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get an email. What's Valve? What's Dota?
Yeah.
What's Valve?
I've never got into one of those.
The best way I think to explain it, because I'm not sure how much of a frame of reference he has for gaming. So it's like if you know how on Amazon Video you can get subscriptions. And there's stuff included. Other video services are available, but they don't explain the example I'm about to give. So Amazon Video, you have a subscription service that you buy a monthly access to, and it gives you access to a catalogue of stuff. Yeah. But in the same app, if you buy content, so like movies or TV, they appear in that app as well. Yeah. Imagine that with just the purchasing bit.
That's what I said. It is its own program or website. I mean, you can download an actual program onto your PC.
Yes.
You can include all of your existing games onto Steam, because you can activate products that aren't Steam games and add them added to your library. So it's a place where you can basically easily access all of your games.
Yes.
You can access it even when it's offline or online. I mean, it does with certain games that are bought through Steam. It will keep an eye on them and update them when necessary. So if there is any patches or whatever, it will download them for you. So it keeps
and it backs all your save games up to the cloud as well.
Normally, if a game is released on Steam, it's unless it specifically says in it, it's normally compatible with any system running Steam. So it's not normally like the game won't run because it's particularly old.
To a point, yeah.
Yeah, I know there are some older games where they do actually say this may not run. So I think it's like...
Oh, sorry, you mean it from the other point of view. I was going to say it's like...
I mean from the older games on newer systems.
Yeah, rather than the other way around.
Yeah,
because that's not...
Obviously, if you buy a game that's way too powerful for your system, it probably still won't run. So it still has system requirements on the games.
Yeah, so this is something I learned about with Papers, Please. So this is one of the ones I've been playing recently. And I think we've talked about it a couple of times on the show.
Yeah.
It's a very weird sell, but it's a fun game.
No, yeah, it's a good game.
I took my tablet with me to Berlin, my one that runs Windows 10, and I was sitting there working out what I could take with me. So I downloaded a couple of games from GOG, which is a good old games for those who aren't familiar, which is another one that's like a rights management thing, but it's also a place where you can buy old...
Yeah, good old games is a bit different, where Steam sort of has where there is a sort of...
It's like a
DRM, but I'm never sure. I know what DRM is, but I always have trouble what it actually stands for.
Digital rights management.
Yeah, digital rights management, where basically any game you own through Steam is only on Steam, if that makes sense. You can only run it through Steam.
I can give an analogy that might work actually. So if you imagine Steam as a new a place where you can buy new digital movies.
Yeah.
GOG is like if they took old VHSs, tidied them up, and then sold them as new, downloadable files.
But
because they go through and they do.
There is no data rights management. You just have the game on your system. It's not like you don't have to run it through Steam or through GOG. Own thing. It is literally the game installed on your computer, like a bit like how it would be traditional.
Yeah. But they go through the work to do the emulation to make it work with newer systems and stuff.
I mean, some of these games you may only be able to buy through GOG because they're like updated versions of things. Like you can buy like a version of Dungeon Keeper, for example, that runs on up-to-date computers.
And Theme Hospital.
And Theme Hospital.
That's one of the things I was playing while I was away.
Okay. Yeah. And I've got Dungeon Keeper, Theme Hospital, and I think I've got the original Theme Park as well, but I've not actually played it.
I need to see if it's on there, because if it is on there, I'm going to be all over that.
Yeah, I know Theme Park is on there.
I might have to be all over that then.
I think I've bought quite a few games through GOG. So
yeah.
For some reason, I think because it was cheap, I own every single Leisure Suit Larry game.
Fair enough.
I don't know why, but
yeah. You don't have to know why. That's okay.
No. I think I have vague childhood memories of liking the original game, but I think that was the main one I picked up, and I think when you bought it, you got every single one anyway.
Yeah, okay. Like when they did those Police Quest and Space Quest collections.
Yeah. It's a bit like a reason I think I bought an SNK collection. I think I only bought for like Samurai Shodown and ended up with like 20 odd SNK games, which is fine. I mean, I like SNK games anyway, but I thought when I only bought it for one game, I was like, I have all the Metal Slug now. But,
all the Metal Slug. I have a Metal Slug. It's like a Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
Metal Cabbage Patch. So hopefully that answers your question, Jeremy. If it doesn't, then DM me and I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but like I say, it's
basically it's a program. It's not going to cause any massive. If you're worried about adding it onto your computer, it's not going to cause a massive problem with your computer or anything. It literally, when you first boot up your PC, it will check for updates, and you can open it. You can access all your games library from there. I mean, they also do. The good thing about Steam is that they do regular sales where they will drop some games incredibly cheap.
Yes. Which
is why what may start off as an innocent, you might have a couple of games on Steam, will soon turn into a massive library.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I've got a good.
All the games.
Yeah, I think I don't know what my current library is. I know it's easily at least 150 games on there, if not more.
That's cute.
I probably have a lot more than that. It's probably more like 300 odd or something.
Yeah, I have like nearly 4 now.
Oh, okay.
Nearly 4 games.
Yeah. Oh, that's not as impressive as I was before.
2 different versions of Blood Bowl, RimWorld.
Yeah.
And, theme.
I must admit, since I recently got my computer back from the shop, I've not actually
played much
or reinstalled as much, because I think I found myself installing lots,
and
probably making the hard drive more full than it needed to be, really, and then hardly playing any of them.
Fair enough.
So I've only been installing games that I've been playing them. But I must admit, since I've reinstalled the essential games that Cat loves, like Prison Architect, RimWorld, Minecraft, which I know isn't on Steam, but yes, it is now. I don't know, but it's not our version. I know probably Microsoft wouldn't want it on Steam.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're all right with it. It seems to vary quite wildly.
Yeah, certain people seem to be a bit funny about it. Like EA seem to be funny about Mass Effect, for example, and that's why they only had a couple of them on Steam and the rest were only on Origin or something. Yeah, Origin is another form of Steam, basically, but it's strictly for EA games.
I don't think it is anymore. It used to be. I don't know if it is just exclusively EA now. I think it's EA and anybody who's agreed to be on it.
I think you can add, again, like Steam, you can add a non-Origin
maybe that's
game
what I'm thinking
onto
of.
Your library, so you can access your library, but yeah, it got annoying, and then there's Uplay, which is another annoying one. Yeah,
Uplay's not all that, really.
No, I literally only recently had to download Uplay because I bought a Humble Bundle which had a lot of the Might and Magic games on it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I just play the ones that I got on Steam. I don't bother even going on it.
Fair enough. So Jeremy, hopefully that answers your question. And then he had a second question, which is Minecraft. Is it as shit as it looks? I would say no, but yes.
It depends what your bag is.
Yes, that's true.
I think it's a big thing because I think Minecraft doesn't gets. Well, no, it is stupid and it's stupendously popular. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's
I think it gets a lot of flack, which is undeserved of it as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think because of its art style,
yes.
So the blockiness and the more cartooniness, everyone goes, oh, it's a children's game and it's skinned it. But no, it's a massively deep game.
Oh, really is? Yeah, it's incredible.
You could lose. I mean, so there are some people I know where that could be their only game and they play it for years.
And how much is it on PC? Like 15 quid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, on any format, I think it's about that. It's not any.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose I've never really thought.
The PC version is the definitive version because it's always slightly ahead.
It's always had slightly more features.
It's always been ahead of the console ones, to my knowledge. Consoles ones have caught up recently.
I think I remember one of the things that when Microsoft acquired Mojang, one of the things they said was, we want to bring the console versions much closer to in line with the PC version.
Yeah, and I think it is a lot better than it was. I still think the PC version is slightly ahead, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I played the Switch version not that long ago, and I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't realise they'd added this, and this."
Yeah,
like llamas and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, they've got horses now. It's like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I found myself with Minecraft. I have a very much a specific pattern. I create a new world. Build something basic, like a house, like a standard, one by, not one by one house.
You build a brick. You basically build a wall around you so you don't get horribly murdered on the first night.
I build a wall big enough to keep me from getting murdered on the first night. The next day, I start putting a roof on it, because if you like it, then you should put a roof on it.
Yeah.
And then I'll go exploring the nearest mountain or crevice or cave or whatever, start getting slightly better stuff and gradually making this thing more elaborate. I'll show you, I've got my Switch version, which I'll show you after we finish recording. It's got a ridiculously elaborate living arrangement. It's one of the most elaborate I've ever created.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I must admit, I have a similar thing where I'm different every time, but I find that I will start off with a basic house. I might expand upon it as I go on, but I'm quite lazy.
Yeah.
I will just expand the space, my living space, when I need to expand my living space. I don't tend to be, I'm not like one of these people who's like, I'm going to make a massive mansion. This is my mansion that I'm going to live in. And I just went, I play it because I like the exploration part of it more. So I tend to make a very basic, base.
Yeah.
Go out, go exploring in the caves, I normally do what my normal thing is. I'll go exploring for a bit. I may go find a village or go find a I will go into the caves or whatever.
Yeah.
Find that, get diamonds, go into the Nether, fall into the lava, lose all my shit, and then get rage quit.
Yeah.
Every time. Every world I've ever created in Minecraft has always ended with me going into the Nether, losing all my shit, getting annoyed, and then starting a new world.
Yeah, I'm slightly like that. I don't get that far, and I still I just go new world now and create a new one and start again from exactly where I just did. So I build a basic house and I go exploring, and then I make the house slightly more elaborate, and then I get bored and move on. Yeah. This is the longest that a world has held my attention in some time, mainly because what I built took a lot of time to make it, because it's very elaborate.
I think that's the thing. The thing with Minecraft, and I think the key which I need to be grasped at, is that it is mostly, the limit is your imagination. And
sure.
And if Minecraft has taught me anything, it's I'm very limited in imagination.
I think I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah, I don't think of, like you see these things on the internet where people have made.
He built a scale 1-to-1 Starship Enterprise. I'm like, good for him. I cannot even fathom.
And I think that's the thing. I don't tend to, I mean, as I said, you can play creative, and it is essentially just becomes Lego, the game where you can just make what you want. And I mean, you get these people that make online community things where they're doing like these build challenge mini games and stuff like that. And I like that it's got a fairly decent community by the themes of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably aided by the fact that it's a bit more family friendly than say
definitely. COD. And also it's a great game for streamers to play.
Yes,
because
I think because there is that limit of imagination,
the creative process with it happening as well.
Yeah, and also you'll get some people, especially some of the bigger people like Yogscast or something like that, where it's quite obvious some other people have created the world and the story for them, and they've got the people sort of making their story and their comedy with it,
Yeah, but even there's people like a friend of mine's he has a little girl who's about 10, 11. And she's really into like Stampy Cat and things like that, and he's made a big thing about like Minecraft videos.
But I know some people that some other people I know they've like, again with the Yogscast, because I watch them a fair bit still. I know some people have gone off them and that, but I know that they'll play a specific mod pack and they'll try and survive through that. But sometimes it's just them playing the game, but they'll be talking bollocks while they're doing it. And
I feel like we need something.
It's a bit like
that.
a podcast almost, where they're just talking about random stuff.
I feel like that would be.
But they're just playing the game, and they might go and like, oh yeah, we need to do this now with this part of the game. But sometimes they'll just be on automatic pilot.
I feel like that's something we could probably explore.
Probably quite easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we have to necessarily do it as a Twitch stream.
Also, it doesn't have to be Minecraft.
Or it doesn't have to be Minecraft. It can be any game.
Just generally, I just feel like games,
Yeah, as I said, I know we talked about it before, but yeah, I think we should really do some more group videos where, like, even if it's just competitive stuff, like Gang Beasts, or
maybe the listeners can come to us with the kind of stuff they want to see us play,
or even something like Rocket League. But I mean, even on a console, you can dick around with like multiplayer Minecraft, can't you?
Yeah.
I think you can have 4-player Minecraft. I think it's very
you can
tight screened, obviously, because it's all tucked to one screen. But unless we arranged a way where we could hook up different computers or something. But
I know you can do it remotely on Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, that's the other
Obviously,
option.
it just means getting the copy of it on Xbox.
Yeah,
unless they do the. I'm not sure whether is that one of the games that's cross-play. Maybe
I don't know.
Some of them are.
I sort of refuse to buy it on Xbox because I own it on every other fucking system, and I don't know.
I have it on everything but PlayStation, so I feel your pain.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, if I have to, I will. But,
that's fair enough. Well, let's say
it just makes me laugh because I just go.
We'll put it to the listeners. If there's a particular game you want to see us play, then let us know. Otherwise, we're just going to pick one, and you'll just have to lump it.
That's the other thing. Is even if I somehow work out a way of streaming different outputs, even if we record somehow through on something like a PC, where we're all playing a copy of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Playing in the same world, doing something random, and we do a sort of podcasty thing about us. Even if we do Crazy Train while playing a game,
sure,
or something.
I considered doing it this evening.
So so it would be like we'll be talking crap and the stuff we normally do, but obviously while getting murdered by spiders or whatever.
Maybe when there's a charity opportunity, we could do something similar. There you go, long Crazy Train gaming stream or something.
Yeah. Well, they do those charities that try to do that 24-hour gaming marathon.
Yeah, that's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not 24 hours. I'm getting old, but
yeah. Part of you, I think some people go, "Oh, that'd be easy," and I'll go, "No, it really isn't. I think I'll be all right for like
late nights. Kill me now.
Be all right it depends on the thing. I mean, I'd be okay for some things like the whole. I mean, some of these people, they do the 24-hour things, but they obviously tag people in. Yeah,
but also for some of them, it's a full-time job anyway, isn't it? So they just take it. It's just their day at work.
Yeah, and if they're raising a bit of money for charity, then good.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like people like Yogscast and stuff. From my impression, they do it full-time.
Well, I mean, they're always recording video. They might not stream as often as they do, but I mean, like the Jingle Jam at Christmas, obviously they.
Yeah. What I mean is like I get the impression they're doing a lot of this stuff as a full-time job.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can only assume the Yogscast is a full-time job. I don't see how they can create the amount of output they can without it being a full-time job.
Well, they just have a big team of very.
They have a lot of people. They have obviously people behind the scenes doing all the editing and all the thing for them, because obviously they only really have like 5 or 6 people doing all the content really, or maybe more. I suppose if you include people like Hat Films, there's maybe more, But then again, I've noticed that some of them have started doing more streaming now. Like it seems that, like for example, Sips seems to just do streaming these days, or Kim, for example. So I don't know what Hannah does. I've not been following her.
No, I'm not.
I know you're not a big fan of her anyway, but
I don't think I've got any particular.
Oh no, I'm thinking of what's her name from Access. You don't like, isn't it?
She's all right. Holly from Access.
Yeah,
she's all right. She's fine.
Oh, okay. I thought you weren't a fan.
Yeah, no, just I don't know. I don't know. I've never really taken in that much of the stuff she does. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think what it was, I think I remember saying I was more of a fan of the girls on Xbox.
I do think Jane and Ellen and that are more.
Yeah. I enjoy that.
I think they have more of a fun, comical thing, and
maybe.
Holly doesn't tend to. She does her streams, and I think she is fun. She is fun to a degree, but I don't think she's as comical.
I don't think you could do the job she does without being fun.
Yeah,
I think if you were Joyless Bastard, you would it would be very, very transparent that you were a Joyless Bastard.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I don't think that she's as comical or as fun to watch as, say, like Nathan or Dave or Rob, the other members of Access.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that the outside Xbox people are a bit more fun than Access.
Yeah, but none of them are bad.
No. I'll watch all their videos.
Maybe we should put an application in to try and do the equivalent for Nintendo.
Yeah, they don't really have a thing.
Nintendo Fun
they?
Time.
They just have their directs, and that's about it.
Maybe Nintendo Man Baby Power Hour.
Yeah.
It's just us playing WWE 2K18. We've got an hour, folks, so we can get through an entrance.
They had a video which made me want to kill things. Is it Cat Mario?
Oh, that show, yeah.
That made me want to stab things just watching one episode of that.
Fair enough.
I think it was just I think it's obviously aimed at a very younger audience.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a meme factory as well. It's like, it's one of those ones where it's like, we are down with tech kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like,
my face just melted off.
I watched like 2 minutes of an episode and I was just going, I want to snap my Switch in half.
Don't do that, just unclip the sides.
Yeah.
Get the same
That's
effect.
all that happened, yeah. And it still kept playing. Did nothing.
Damn you and your build quality. Okay, so those are Jeremy's questions. So thank you, as always, Jeremy, for writing in. So
basically, yes, we like Minecraft. It's not as bad as it looks, but
it's a lot more fun than it looks.
It's different to what,
It
depends what you like in a game, I suppose. I can't really sell it to you if you don't like the idea of...
If you like...
sandboxy survival games.
Sandboxy games with a tranquil element to them. Because during the daytime, obviously the monsters come out at night, but... during the daytime,
sleep through the night.
Yeah, and daytime, but during the daytime, it's very peaceful. You know, the game is very good for, like, if you just want to veg out for an evening and just kind of sit and while away the hours just listening to some music or having a chat, and then you just stick Minecraft on and just kind of dick around. It's good for that.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing is that if you've been watching, like, your kids play, for example, and you're not seeing what they're seeing, then maybe it definitely isn't for you. Then
I tell you what, actually,
but I mean, on graphics alone, you shouldn't base it because it's definitely more about gameplay.
Yeah, for sure. And Jeremy, I can say for this because obviously I know Jeremy quite well. The kids would love it, so I know that because I know them well enough to know that.
Yeah.
So, as is customary when we have a Gamecast, let's talk about some games we're gaming. I've actually been through quite a few recently.
Yeah, I've actually completed more than I thought I would in a couple of weeks.
Well, we had an extra week on this one, didn't we?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, when I last read you, I was playing the original Bayonetta.
Yes,
because I was getting in ready to play the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I've done both Bayonettas.
Cool.
I had done the first one before, so I don't include that on my list of completed games.
Okay.
I only do games I've not been before.
Fair enough.
Bayonetta 2 I enjoyed. I think it was really good because one of my big it's a weird double-edged sword. Because
one of my big grumps.
Or gripes, I suppose.
Gripes.
Yeah, or grumps, whatever you want to call it. Fuck it. Language is a thing.
Blake's grumps.
Yeah. If I had one gripe with the first game, part of me goes like, if as Devil May Cry style action adventure goes, it is hard in comparison to the other games.
Yeah, it's not Ninja Gaiden Black, but it's not Devil May Cry.
No,
it's somewhere in the middle.
It's harder than
it's about precision dodging, but it's not to the degree because Ninja Gaiden Black is very much you have to dodge this enemy with this type to dodge this type of attack.
It's not necessarily Dark Souls, which if you don't get the perfect dodge window to make
just
you
fuck
that little part of your animation where you are invulnerable, you will going to get smashed. It's not that hard either. I mean, I got through the game with very little problems, apart from the odd quick time event when I didn't realise there was going to be a quick time event and I ended up dying.
They're a little bit deceptive with that. They sort of spring
that was a bit
you.
annoying because I was just watching a cutscene and then it was like press X now, and I was like, and that was the problem because I was like,
Xbox X.
Yeah, I was used to Xbox X or PlayStation X, and I was just like, I can't win.
Yeah, basically. Between them, the three of them, they've now put the X button in 3 different places.
Yeah,
top, left, and bottom.
Yeah, and I just thought, there's no way. When they say press X now, I'm like, no,
fuck
that's not
you.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's I like them because I did whinge that I was like, or I didn't like the fact it kept giving me like stone awards at the end of each chapter because even though I didn't really feel like I played that badly, because I used a health item or something. Yeah,
so it does. They're very punishing on like you tried to make your life better with items, you prick. It's like don't make them a mechanic then.
Yeah. On the flip side, one of my gripes of Bayonetta 2 is I thought it was because I think they toned the difficulty down. Maybe because people whinged about it.
Possibly. It also might have been because it was on the Wii U, whereas the original game was on 360 and PS3 with a standard control pad. Wii U was the big my nuts controller.
And I felt that. Well, I mean, obviously it's quite obvious that the Bayonetta port is a straight port of the Wii U version of Bayonetta because it includes the touchscreen ability on if you're playing handheld and all that. Mm-hmm. Not that I've ever felt the need to. I think I used it for about 0.5 seconds when I realised it was complete dog shit and I just stopped using it. And I thought, well, I just went that those sort of games you want to be able to play with. You just want what you can get from a stick and buttons really.
Yeah,
because I feel like touch controls are just a bit too wafty for that sort of game.
Yeah, I find because I've just started playing Bayonetta 1 on the Switch because I finished Skyrim, and I found myself it's like, oh, press this button or touchscreen. I was like, I'm pressing the button.
Yeah, that's so much me. I think I did. I just went, I wonder, and I literally just touched it once, and when I went, oh no, this is awful.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's very good.
No, it's not when it's the game's all about precision.
Yeah.
I felt that the dodging in Bayonetta 2 was a little bit more forgiving.
Okay.
And therefore, entering witch time was a lot easier and stuff like that. But I also, on the other hand, I don't know if it's because I played the first one and went into the second one.
Having just played it, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's because I was like, obviously, I'd gone from obviously beating the final level game boss of Bayonetta and then going to the first level of Bayonetta 2 and going...
You're just like, this is a whitewash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I felt like you didn't really start picking up the difficulty until...
Near the end.
Yeah, about 3/4 of the way
through. So does playing 1 and 2 get you jazzed up for number 3?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely excited for whatever they do with that. I mean... I'm glad I replayed the first one because even though the plot is completely batshit insane and not really,
it helps to have a
and
rough
not really,
idea.
It if you are following the plot of Bayonetta, if that's your bag, I would strongly recommend replaying the first one because I must admit I had no recollection from my time playing it on PS3 back when it originally came out.
Yes.
So playing it several years later, it was nice because I mean the second game pretty much makes references to the first game like straight off the bat. It shows like the main villain at the end of the beginning of the second game after the first game. So I was like, I'm really glad I played this because otherwise I'd be sitting there going, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah. Okay. So what else?
I've recently done not a particularly long game, but I think I said I was playing the second Monkey Island. I finished that. And I've since done Broken Age as well.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which, I really enjoyed. Yeah. Not as funny as say Monkey Island is, but it was nice and fun. It was sweet. And
I believe Monkey Island 3 might have just gone on GOG.
Yes, and I might pick that up actually.
It's worth doing. It's different. It's very different. But actually, the bits that are different, the graphical style is very different.
It's still a point and click. I take it.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be like no. It's a strategy RPG.
Yeah, no, it's a rhythm game now.
Oh, right,
like Guitar Hero. You get a bottle of grog and you have to swing it in time to the music. No, it's the graphics are different. The other thing that was jarring at the time was that Guybrush had voiceover, but obviously now he has that anyway because they've gone back and redone it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Have they redone it with the same voice actor?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have.
That won't feel so jarring to me.
No,
I must admit, I played through both games. I mean, I had a softer spot for the original graphics, but I played through both of them with the updated graphics.
Yeah, they are good. The updated graphics.
I didn't think the updated graphics were that bad, and And I mean, some of the other more recent ones where they've done a nicer touch, like Day of the Tentacle or Grim Fandango, I think they've done it so that they've kept it in your mind's eye better.
It plays like you remember.
Yeah.
Versus how it actually was.
Yeah, it's like Full Throttle, for example. I don't think looks radically different, but they've tidied it up just enough.
Cell shading dates very well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
they just need to smooth the edges
but I mean,
out.
you can change it to the original, and it's a bit like Grim Fandango. I mean, they still kept the art style in that sort of thing. They smoothed out the lines and that, and when you go to it, you go, oh yeah, it was different. But then you go back and you go, but that's weirdly how I had it pictured. In my mind, for like with my rose tinted specs or whatever.
Yeah.
And Yeah, but I mean, Broken Age obviously is as an actual modern day Double Fine adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. There's again a couple of bits that I had to like most of these point and click events. There is a couple of bits I was like, I have no idea what I need to do.
Yeah,
and I've tried. I feel like I've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up, and I go,
oh.
There's no, okay, that's fine. But there was also another bit I was like, there's no way in a million years I would have worked this out.
Yes.
Like there was one bit I knew what I knew what I needed. There's this bit where there's like, well, I suppose it's a spoiler for like part way into the game, but there's a bit where you need to get a snake.
Right.
Well, there's a guy choking on an item that you need.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know that would quite obvious, because it does say, you'd need to give him some compression around his waist. It's
right.
just a bit like a Heimlich maneuver, but obviously that's not an option for you to give him.
No.
It obviously has to be more convoluted than that.
Yes.
But there is a snake in another part of the level that will try and squeeze you.
Yeah.
And the way you get it to let go of you is you blow a horn. And I thought, well, I obviously need that snake to put on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, for ages going,
how do
I get him there? But yeah, and I thought, and I didn't give it the time of day to actually work out the puzzle. Literally, all you need to do is wait, and it gets tired and drops off you.
Oh.
But I was like, I would never have thought of that.
No.
I would have tried every single item, tried every other option.
Yeah.
Clicked all around the screen.
Yeah.
And then just gone, it must be something else that I need to do, and got rid of the snake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have ever thought sit there doing fuck all for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, sometimes that's nice.
I mean, there were a few bits where I cheated and had to use a guide just to get me past a couple of bits. But I find with those games I don't mind so much because I was like, I'm enjoying the story and I don't really want to be. That's the point where I then can no longer progress.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I know in the old days that was just what happened.
Yeah,
I must admit I never finished the original Monkey Island as a kid because obviously there was nothing to help me through apart from those stuff.
Yeah, or like there was a LucasArts tip line, but it would have been stupid expensive over here if it even existed.
Never allowed me to do that.
Mum, Dad, can I call America to get help with this game? It's like just get God.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Dad.
I mean, I don't think I think Full Throttle was the only LucasArts game I ever completed until more recently.
We finished the first 2 Monkey Islands because we had 3 of us and we were just at one point there was often times where we were just like try every item with this thing, and that was enough.
I mean, Monkey Island 2 actually, in its defence,
slightly
some of the
more.
puzzles made a bit more sense, and this is why I found like I could get through most of Broken Age because a lot of the puzzles made sense.
Yeah.
And if it does fool me, or if I did work it, I went like, and then that makes sense. Or I'll get something and I go, I know what I need to do with this now, sort of thing. So a lot of the game I got through on my own merit, and I didn't feel like there was only a couple of bits where I was like, I want to progress. I don't know. It's bugging the hell out of me. I'm going to look it up.
I want to go and I want to move on.
Yeah. And as I said, it was only that one part of the puzzle I couldn't do or something, and I looked it up in the end.
And actually, while you were looking it up, you probably solved it.
Yeah, but then sometimes, but also, which is quite nice with a certain puzzle game, is that something I'll go like, I'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
I woke up the next morning and I was like,
I know what's.
If I can know and do it.
I've done that before. That's happened to me with Portal 2. Was it Portal 2 or Portal 1? Might have been Portal 1.
Always like how to get round one.
I was stuck in a particular room and it was bugging the fuck out of me. And I was sitting there. I must have tried it 10, 15 times and no joy. And as I was going to bed, my head hit the pillow, I was sort of laying there for a couple of minutes, just sort of unwinding. And my brain went, you should try that tomorrow. I will. And sure enough,
weirdly, I'd fell asleep. I knew I was going to play it because Kat was like, "Oh yeah, when we get home, we should finish that. We should finish Broken Age together." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." But as I woke up that morning, I literally just went, "Oh, yeah." There's this one puzzle literally right at the end of the game, and I was going like, "Oh, I don't know what to do to get this to happen."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Yeah." There was just a bit just made. It's like a light bulb in my head.
Yeah, I say it happened to me with
weirdly
Portal.
That it's completely irrelevant in the morning as I'm going to work and that. But
yeah, sure. But I had the same thing with Portal. I was like. And it was one of those ones where, the type of puzzle where you have to jump through the one portal which flings you through the air.
Yeah.
It was one that was like that, but you had to paint the portal as you were dropping into it.
Oh, okay.
And I hadn't thought to do that. And it was like, I see what happens. I need this to get up there, but then if I do this and jump off and shoot one, I'll go flying out And it didn't occur to me until I went to like just before I went to sleep that night, and I was like, right, tomorrow, that's the first thing I'm going to try. Sure enough, first thing I do, first thing pass.
I remember there was weirdly, I played through Portal 2 twice, and I must admit there was one puzzle that completely stumped me for ages towards the end of the game. It was one of Wheatley's puzzle rooms, and it was really difficult. You had to use like a light beam through a thing to go sort of diagonal as you get through a bit. And I mean, the first time I did it, it took me ages. And the second time when I got to that bit again, I sort of loosely remembered. But then, weirdly, I found an even simpler way of doing it. And I was like, why didn't I think of this the first time? Why did I have to try? Because I felt like the first time I did it, I almost broke the game. Yeah. Trying to make myself, like, I was literally trying to edge it around to get in there, like, trying to...
It was way easier the second time.
Yeah, and the second time I was like, oh, this is probably the way I should have done it the first time.
Yeah. Have you ever played the Turing test?
No, I've heard that's a bit Portal-like.
It's very Portal-like. It's good. It's worth a play. It's got, I think, 70 puzzles in the game. Yeah. It's quite a long game.
Wasn't that given away with Games of Gold?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on my play pile.
It's a few months ago. It's definitely...
it was 2 or 3 months ago.
If you like Portal-style games, it's very much worth playing.
Yeah, no, because I looked at it and going, oh, I might like that, and I've not played
like,
it.
What was the one? Numa Breath of Life. Did you ever play that?
I think
that one was a Games of Gold. It was okay, but Turing Test is very, very good.
I started that and I lost interest.
Yeah, I got about 2/3 of the way through Numa and then lost interest, and I never went back to it.
I think it was just, it's a bit like that one that was on PS4, the one with the red flags or whatever it was called. I can't remember the hell that was called.
Oh, E14?
That's it, I lost interest with that after a while. I played it for about an hour, did a bit of it, and then, again, I was just like, bored.
Yeah.
It just wasn't holding my interest like something like, because I think it was half those sort of puzzle game, half walking simulator.
Like Unfinished Swan, everybody's gone to the Rapture.
Yeah, but it just wasn't holding my interest like Firewatch was or...
No.
Whatever. So I just thought, and I've never felt the need to go back to it.
Yeah, fair enough. So. Any other games in your complete pile?
Other than that, there was another game I completed, but for the life of me, I've just forgotten what it was. No, I think it was.
Broken Age,
Bayonetta, and Monkey Island 2 were the 3 I think I've completed recently.
Okay.
I'm currently playing. I've played a little bit of Shadow Tactics, Days of the Shogun.
Okay.
Which is like Commandos, but set in feudal Japan.
Oh, nice.
And obviously it's just difficult as Commandos
Pretty
is.
Sweet.
Yeah, I like it, but it makes me fancy a break, if you know what I mean, every now and then. So
it's time to stop playing
I'm
now.
slowly working my way through that.
Okay.
In terms of other games that have been taken out, I've obviously, at time of record, it's only been out a few days, but I bought Ni no Kuni 2,
nice.
Revenant Kingdom. Just as nice as the first one.
It's in cheery and saccharine. And combat's a bit different. The story hasn't truly gripped me yet, but I've also read in reviews that apparently the storyline the focus is what it is, and it doesn't really tend to elevate much beyond that point. Gotcha.
So I'm hoping, because they've introduced that there obviously is a bad guy, and I'm hoping he's going to make up for that. But we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm only about 10 hours in at the moment, and I've heard it's quite a long game. So, but I've heard it's about 40-50 hours. So, what else? I'm playing Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus.
New Colossus, nice. Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's more of the same for Wolfenstein. I mean, if you like the first one, there's it's similar difficulty. It's still that. I'm not saying it would necessarily fix it, except I can't remember if it was something that it did anyway. But I noticed that you actually do sometimes, even though you're still pressing square to pick up things, you will sometimes automatically pick up things as you run over.
Do you know? It's funny.
I can't remember if you did that in the first one or not, though.
I don't believe so.
I think some people used to whinge that you had to press square for everything.
Yeah, and funny enough, actually, it's interesting you mentioned that, because I was playing Shadow Warrior last night, and you do that too. That's the same thing in that game. You walk over. Some you have to pick up, and then some you just auto pick up, like bullets and money. You auto pick up, and then items you pick up manually. And sometimes you have to pick money up manually.
Yeah, I think it's certain like health packs. If you're
particularly
armor, you will automatically pick up.
Yep.
or unless it's a big piece of armor, then you press it. But I mean, like if it's bits that you've taken off one of the baddies, after broken off on the baddies, you'll pick them automatically.
You have to search. Yeah, because then you have to search them for other stuff, don't you?
No, you don't search them. They they die. They'll drop their weapon, and if they, if like one of the big mech guys or like the Panzerhund and all.
They pop off some armor
bits of
shards,
armor will pop off them. Yeah. I forgot how hard fucking Panzerhunds are to take down.
Oh, Wolfenstein's nails. Like the new Wolfensteins.
Wolfenstein 2, I had a heavy weapon.
Yeah.
I emptied an entire, everything, like from a full clip, I emptied every single bullet into a Panzerhund. And it still didn't die.
No.
And I was just like, well, I guess you're going to have to kill me then.
I think I choose death by default.
Like, if I fired every single fucking bullet I've got at you and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember New Order was excessively difficult at times as well.
The only thing I found with this one is that I found when I was playing the original Wolfenstein, I think I changed up my weapons more. Mm-hmm. And, but to meet certain situations. This one, I think I've found like one gun
suits you.
That have suited me more than, which I don't mind. That's not necessarily a damning thing of a shoot 'em up, but I don't find the need to go to certain other guns because I feel like that I don't need them.
Yeah, indeed.
And also, I'm always being crap at the stealth bits. I might be all right at taking down one of them, but then someone will bound to see me before I get to the second commander.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I think I'm about 80, possibly 90% into that now.
Okay.
I don't think I've got loads left to go, but I'm not sure how it's going to end yet. If you know.
Fair enough. So
like looking at the trophies, I think I'm mostly through.
Okay. Fair enough.
But that's been mostly my games. Okay. So what have you been playing?
So as I mentioned it briefly earlier, but I finished my second playthrough of Skyrim. So I finished my Switch playthrough. I did all the DLC, which I'd never done before, which was quite nice because it was a lot of new things and new elements to it. So like the vampires I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
I was annoyed, right? Here's the thing. Fuck Skyrim for this reason. Obviously it's glitchy as all hell, which is always hilarious, but that I'm not bothered about that because they kept in the most entertaining ones for me.
They can be, yeah.
Yeah. One springs to mind that's on my Switch. I need to find out a way to get clips off without having to share them to Twitter because there must be an easier way. But I go off a cliff with my horse and the horse goes flying off, like as in I'm sort of falling down the hill.
He just carries on going.
He just carries on going faster, so I just drop straight down and then just die.
While your horse just flies off into the middle distance.
Yeah, like it's super speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was quite funny, so I wasn't that bothered.
Yeah, no.
To be fair,
if you die in a hilarious way, that sort of makes up for.
I was chancing it when I jumped off the cliff anyway, because I know horses are really good at going uphill, but not so good at going down.
No.
So I knew I was taking a risk, and so I wasn't that bothered. There were bits where it was quite hard. Like I remember the quest where you have to sneak into the Thalma embassy. You go to the party and like you have to get the one of the characters to cause a distraction by making a big scene. You sneak into the kitchen and round the back because you're going for.
Vaguely recommend that mission.
I think you're going for like news location of an Elder Scroll or something, like information about it.
Yeah, is it part of the main story?
Yeah, it's the main quest one. And I remember I had to do that one about 10 times because I just kept getting like slaughtered when I got out into the courtyards. But in the end, what I ended up doing was distracting them by some shit went down, and I just ran straight ahead and straight through the door. And I think they did spot me, but they didn't. For some reason, I was expecting them to follow me, but they didn't. Okay. So, all right, fair enough.
We'll let him get away.
I got to the point
then again, we have killed him 72 times.
Yeah, there is that. So maybe 72 is probably closer, actually.
Yeah.
So I did all the quests except for the companion stuff, because I've done that in the first playthrough. I knew how it went, so I wasn't that bothered. But I did all the vampire stuff. The thing that annoyed me about it is I played the vampire quest, the Dawn Guard and the vampire stuff, and I became a vampire. Now, when you become a vampire, obviously the Dawn Guard start coming after you at random.
Okay. And
they'll just ambush you in the middle of your Tamri, or you're just running through a field, and they're like, "There you are, you white, you pale fucker." I had a mod pack on. It's the Sean Pertwee expansion. Get back here, you bastard! So they'll be like, "You come here,
Dracula.
Come here, you pasty dick." So they'll chase you down and try and kill you, and usually they're pretty easy to dispatch. Occasionally they'll catch you at the wrong time, like you're fighting, 10.
You'll be in a big fight, and then
you're in a big fight with 10 Forsworn and a dragon, and then it's like, oi! It's like news. It's like the news fight in Anchorman.
Yeah.
Spanish action news is also the sewer run red with the Dragonborn's blood.
Or like one of the annoying bits in, like, say, one of the like Middle-earth games where it's just like Shadow Mordor or Shadow War, where it's just like you feel like you're doing it right, and then 20 bloody high-level orcs turn up, and you're like, oh fuck.
And then one of the really weedy ones with a crossbow at the back just takes your eye out.
Will be the one that kills you. And they'll somehow become really, really high level because they twat you.
But before long they've got a tower with a big flaming eye on their behalf for like Gorog the lame.
Yeah.
So the Dawn Guard kept chasing me, and after I'd done all the vampire stuff, and I was pretty convinced that the vampire quests were done and dusted, because there's a couple of little side things you can do after the main quest is finished, but I did them all, and I was like, I'm pretty convinced that there's no more vampire stuff to come. I might as well get it cured, because it's sapping my strength and stamina and stuff when I'm in daylight, which is obviously quite annoying for trying to attack.
Yeah.
And I was going after dragons, and you need that. You need your health for that. Especially when towards the end of the game they start sending elder dragons and they're like nails.
Yeah, I remember that in the later level. You get this.
So I went to the bloke in Dawnstar, or whatever the hell it is, that or Morthal maybe, that can cure you if you take a black soul gem. So I took a black soul gem with a soul, gave it to him, and he cured me of my vampirism. The Dawn Guard carried on attacking me.
Really?
It was like they just held a grudge.
Yeah. Or you slightly less pale fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad your complexion's fixed, but get a crossbow to the eyes. So I did
Still
that.
Not happy with it. I mean, they're probably annoyed because you've killed so many of them now.
Well, they're impossible to do that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe
at least if it was if it was something like Fallout 4, for example, it would just say your
standing with the vampire hunters has increased.
Has decreased.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do Fallout 4 for Switch. That would be sweet.
Yeah, I don't need to platinum that game again.
No, I've got.
I'm amazed I platinumed it.
I bought it twice now. I bought the standard edition when it first came out on disc. And then I bought the season pass when it was just
before it went up.
Yeah, just announced to have gone up in price, and it was like the day before. I was like,
I got paid the day before the price went up. Yeah. So I was just like, yep
having that. And then I bought a digital copy cheap because it was the kind of game where it's nice to have a digital copy that you can just dick around with. Certain games I like having digitally, like FIFA on my Switch. It's like FIFA, Overcooked, Minecraft, Mario Kart, pick up and play stuff, So I got a lot of those on Switch. So in a similar way, I like to have digital copies of certain games on like PlayStation and Xbox and stuff. That's not, for me, that's a good thing to have. Certain pick up and play games, dick around games, which is one of the ones I'm coming to. So I finished the Ratchet and Clank remake, which I really, really, really liked.
Really good game.
Like that a lot. It had a great sense of humor. It was nice. It was super simple, but not easy.
No,
it was
as
simple.
I said, it was challenging, but challenging still to any player rather than...
Yeah, it was accessible, but not
I didn't feel
easy.
like, just because, obviously Ratchet and Clank is obviously, you'd imagine to be more targeted to a family-friendly audience. Yeah. I didn't think any part of it was due to, only an adult would be able to get past this bit. Or
no, everything was accessible, but not easy, not super simple.
Not super simplified.
Yeah. So I played that, liked that a lot. And then I started a few different games on my console. So I played Papers, Please while I was away a little bit. Only a little bit for like a couple of hours.
Yeah, I need to properly play that.
I need to get more of the endings. I've got barely any of them.
I've never really sat and given it enough time to get one of the endings.
No, there are 20 in total.
Yeah, no, I should go back to it because I played it, found it quite funny and enjoyed it when I was playing it, but then I never went back to it.
Yeah, I think I have 2 of the endings. I'm not sure.
I never finished FTL either.
Oh, dude,
you're the only guy I know who has.
I'm a myth among men.
And I tried the
expanded.
Yeah,
advanced. I haven't done the advanced edition.
I tried advanced edition, but I tried it on the easy mode still, rather than they call it easy mode. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I call it their normal mode.
Yeah, standard.
Standard rape.
Yeah.
And the new aliens they add are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
They suck the air out of the room while you're fighting them.
Ah.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good until they break your air compressor.
Yes, and then it's like double.
Sometimes you're like, oh no, that's all right. As long as I've got the air compressor and I put, and I improve it, and but they just slowly remove the air in the room. So fighting them's hard.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, FTL isn't about. It's more about the experience and actually beating it.
Yeah, I think I've seen you since I finished Bulletstorm, haven't I?
Yes.
The full clip with Duke Nukem.
Yes, because I know you said it was
it's
actually
really funny.
Re-recorded.
It's pretty funny.
Like it's still the same plot, and he's just recorded lines. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is fun.
I really like that they fourth walled it, and it plays again. It's one of those ones which is just silly fun, you know. So I played Papers, Please. I played Ratchet and Clank, and I played Skyrim. So then I started some new games. So I'm currently playing. I started playing No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Finally, I've had it for some time. It strikes me that I'm really glad I only paid £12 for it.
Yeah,
because it's fun. And it's enjoyable, and it's very pretty, and the music's quite relaxing. It's a Minecraft style game for me. It's a veg out for a few hours and just do bugger all.
I think the desired audience are for people that are willing to put an hour or two into it and then come back to it. I don't think it's a game where you could sink a massive amount of time into it.
No, I spent an evening playing, and I got to I'm guessing the first of several checkpoints, the Alpha Stone or something, is it called?
The thing is, you're playing it with all the extra bits that they've added since then.
Yes.
Because it was very basic when it first came out.
Yeah, this is the other thing is like...
we started playing it again a few months ago, so we've seen some of that, and we started, I think we got to the point where we actually started building a base.
I haven't done anything like that yet.
And that had its own plot line and story, its own missions based around that, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I'm finding myself quite enjoying certain things like the space combat's really fun.
Yeah,
and I really like the thing that keeps happening to me, which I quite like because it's very cinematic, is I get scanned by 3 or 4 bandit ships. Mm-hmm. They start attacking me, so I fight them off. Just as I'm killing them off, 3 big cruisers jump into out of hyperspace.
Oh, okay.
And then they release more fighters, and I'm just like, Jesus! And again, it feels very cinematic.
Feels like you're being chased across the galaxy.
Yeah, basically, and I quite like that. You know, it's got a very FTL kind of feel in that respect.
Yeah,
and I wonder if that's
the ships look very FTL. The big cruisers.
Yes. I'm still using the basic ship that I was outfitted with, which is quite small. But
because I think I'd found a downed ship, and I used one of them, but then I had to spend loads and loads of money actually repairing it to the point where it actually became better than my starter ship.
I did get a weird bug with No Man's Sky, and I'll talk you through it. So I was flying. I flew down to a planet and I landed.
Okay.
And I landed on a slight hill. And I'm talking like 25-30% incline, not a big, not like a right angle. And I went off and I got the bits I needed.
It allowed you to land sometimes.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's fiddly. Yeah.
Before it normally makes you land on like flat space.
Well, this is what gives you an idea of how slight this hill was. So I went off and I got the bits. I think I was looking for bits for a warp cell so I could go through to the next sector.
Oh yeah.
So I went off and got those, and I came back to the ship and I climbed in, and I took off, and it wouldn't take off. It went upside down and stayed on the ground. I was like, that's weird. So I tried to sort of persevere with it, and it wouldn't let me take off. And it simultaneously didn't think I'd landed, but also wouldn't let me take off. So it obviously got stuck in some weird quantum state. Okay. So I decided to reload the checkpoint. Mm-hmm. When I reloaded the checkpoint, the ship was busted, and I had to repair it. Very peculiar. Oh. Yeah. So I ended up having to go away and repair the thrust cells and repair the pulse engines, which was really annoying because I was being attacked by those poxy little sentry bots because I'd
mining too much shit.
Because I'd blown up a door, a reinforced door.
Oh, one of them places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I'd blown one of them up, they came after me. So I was.
Yeah. That's the thing. I like the game to a degree, but it is a bit repetitive because every bit you find, you're gonna. You're finding you'll be finding a mythical ruin to ask you a weird question, or you'll be finding a bit where you got to break in and shut off an alarm, or
yes,
it seems to be about 3 or 4 different things ad nauseum, if you know what I mean. But it's not, as I said, it's fine for what it is, and I mean, Kat enjoys it for the exploration, and it's a game me and Kat play together, so it's. I think it's fine for it to that degree. I don't think I would want it to be any more.
Yeah.
If it was a really heavy game that I don't think Kat would be interested in, I think she would lose interest. I think it's something that she can play and can get into and not feel worried. I mean, she struggles when it comes to the combat, so she might pass the pad to me to help with that.
Just to get out of a dogfight or something.
Especially if because all she wants to do is have a look at the planets and explore. But then obviously when a pirate then turns up and starts scanning the ship, and she was like. Basically, the pad just turns up in my hand.
Yeah.
Just basically goes,
blow
the shit out of it for me, mate.
Yeah.
And sometimes I won't, I'll die, but yeah.
No, not like that. Now do it properly.
Yeah. Make the noises.
I think I've died twice or 3 times in the game so far. I played for
it's
like
not
an
that
evening.
Damaging.
No, I got killed the first time because I got attacked by the sentinels and I didn't know how to fight. So that didn't help.
You didn't find the other button on your the mining beam.
No, there's another button.
You can change the method on your mining beam to a gun.
Can you?
Well, if you
I think there are there's one type of gun.
Press triangle. I think you have your Omni tool thing. Obviously, you have the mining, and I think if you press triangle or whatever, it changes to another mode where you can use it as a gun. I think there's another tool you can buy for it where it becomes like a morphing tool where you can actually make holes or hills in the ground, like you can actually create and take away.
You can terraform and stuff.
Yeah, like terraforming.
Nice.
So that was the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah, that's all right. So then I played a couple of games last night. So I started by I thought it was like 8 o'clock, 7:30. I thought, I'll start something, just get into something. Bloodborne. I decided to play Bloodborne.
Why?
Because obviously March has been a good month for PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Even though I already had Ratchet and Clank, I still recognise it.
It was my game of the year when it came out.
There you go. I played Bloodborne and I loaded the game and I did my character creation, which I didn't really see the point in because I know Souls games. I knew he's not going to last very long. I'm not going to get too attached.
I don't know why you never really look at the guy's face anyway.
No. Well, you go to all that trouble is beyond me. Anyway, so I went.
You'll just put a massive hat on.
I went through the sick room, the first bit, and I got killed by the wolf, which you're supposed to do.
Yes, because then you get the weapon.
Because then you get the weapons. So I got my weapons and went back down to the sick room and dispatched the wolf. Walking along a bit further, exploring, not really seeing anybody, just the wolf so far. And then I wander around the back of this carriage and get twatted in the face with an axe by some bastard who was hiding behind it. And then he killed me, and I was like, I'm going to come back to this game because I'm clearly not in the mindset to play it properly because I'm just getting annoyed now.
I find with any Souls-like game,
you have to be in the right mood.
Be it that, you have to be in a sort of a mood for it, or at least heavily invested in it.
Hurt me, Daddy.
Well, that's the thing. Part of me goes like, I don't know why I play these goddamn games, but then I've completed 3 of them, so I don't really...
Clearly, your brain knows.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've played a little bit of every single Souls game.
Yeah.
And Neo, which are, to my knowledge, the main Souls-like games out at the moment. I know there's obviously like Lords of the Fallen and the Surge. I played a bit of Lords of the Fallen, but I lost interest with it, so I gave up with it.
Yeah.
It just felt like a poor man's Souls to me, but without the fun aspect of it. But yeah, Bloodborne was my first foray into it, and I must admit it took me ages to try to. And it took me help from like Joe, who played a lot of.
Yes, he's a Souls
expert, to make me work out what I need to do, what I'm doing wrong, how I can help. And sometimes actually, I found that when I almost gave up on Bloodborne, and actually when he sat down with me and showed me what I was doing wrong and gave me some tips and that, and
getting good.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that. It's like he said, "Oh, we'll get to this point. You've got a good area to farm for some XP and that."
Yeah.
And I actually found that when I got to a bit where I was like getting stuck, I used to travel back to that bit and farm that area. Even if I repeated that area like 2 or 3 times just to get enough souls so I could level up a bit more or level up my weapon or whatever.
It was worth it.
And it was worth it, yeah. I mean, I'm not, you'll get people that probably will criticise me going, you're not properly good enough.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I still found... Fuck off.
Yeah, I still found that a lot of the bosses I was summoning help.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of the bosses I did on my own. I mean, I might have a go the first time just to see how they are, or a couple of times. But then, I was like, oh no, fuck this noise, I'm going to summon someone.
Yeah. So I decided to stop playing Bloodborne.
Yeah. And
I picked up Neo instead.
You're not learning, are you?
No, I'm not.
Neo does weirdly...
Slightly more forgiving.
Very slightly. A little bit.
But not by much.
It's still a Souls game.
It is, yeah. But again, they're both fun. The problem is I wasn't in the mind for them and I wasn't very good.
In terms of... Yeah, but surely you know.
I knew this. I knew what I was in for. But it's mainly because...
I'm not in the mood for this. I'll play something very, very similar.
Yeah. But I thought I'd try... I thought maybe it's just not this game I fancy playing. So I'll just try a different game that's similar.
Neo is a bit more forgiving in terms of getting your head around it. Yeah. It does help that the levels are actual levels rather than a massive open world.
Yeah, they're a bit more linear.
You know that if you actually finish a level,
so
that's it.
That one, I got through the first... I got out of jail, because that's the first thing.
Yeah. Did you do the opening like London bit then? Or?
I didn't get through the whole London bit.
Oh, okay.
This is to give you an idea of how good I got. Not very. I got the London bits, and I got to the point where I was outside the prison, and I was on the sort of, there's like a little, you go up the stairs, and then there's like a little bridge, and you go across there, and then you've got to fight your way through some rooms and get out. I got stuck in the rooms, basically. That's where I got to. Okay. So then I stopped, and I started playing Shadow Warrior, the remake, instead, and that's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that's just stupid fun.
Just silly fun, yeah. And it's got a very sort of Duke Nukem feel, and I'm a fan, so
No, I loved it. It's actually one of the rare games where close combat actually feels good in that game.
Oh, that was really satisfying.
The katana actually feels good.
Just lop a leg off this demon, and it's just like, fuck you, man.
And also when you start learning some of the special attacks, like the back spin, the full spin, and all that.
Sort of thing, I haven't got to that bit yet. I've only did a couple of levels on it, but it's pretty fun.
It's good fun. Yeah, because sometimes I was a bit like, I don't want to draw a gun to shoot this guy. I want to cut him off.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it meant I was dying horribly because I needed to obviously shoot the guy.
Yeah, it put me in mind of like a supernatural, more funny Red Steel. Because Red Steel had that same sort of like. I mean, obviously Red Steel was a little bit different because it was more about like
the Wii remote.
Yeah, the Wii remote. But Shadow Warrior is kind of similar in that respect.
Yeah, and also I think even though he's obviously a bit of a one-note joker, a character, I think I quite like him because they take the piss out of him as well throughout the story.
He's not just the source of jokes; he's also the butt of the joke as well.
Yeah,
Spend a lot of time like
pretty much all the characters will find him irritating.
Yeah,
and take the piss out of him. Yeah, and so he is because he is a bit of a cliche.
Mm-hmm.
But they will just mock him anyway. And
I played I finished. So I've been playing a little bit of that. Before that, I gave up on a different game, which is Assassin's Creed 2. I was enjoying it, but it just wasn't holding my interest enough to carry on with it and see it through to the end. And I don't know if it was a bit I got stuck on or just got bored. But either way, I was just like, who gives a shit? So I stopped.
Okay.
I'm basically kind of I'm trying to wean myself off going back to backwards compatible games and just sticking with the new games. Because in terms of Assassin's Creed especially, yes, if you look on my backwards compatible list, I've got 2 Revelations, maybe 3. Okay. I've got the Chronicles games, a couple of those.
Yeah.
But even if you look at the Xbox One ones, I've got Black Flag, Unity, and Origins that I haven't played yet. I might as well just jump straight to them.
Yeah,
because they're going to be better because it's newer. It's a newer machine. It's a newer console. So and Black Flag's supposed to be great. Unity's supposed to be okay, apart from the horrendous bugs it's got or it had.
Yeah, Black Flag's brilliant.
Yep,
I highly recommend that. Even if you don't follow the main, like the futuristic, the modern day bit, you don't care about the modern day shit stuff.
About the storyline of Assassin's Creed because it's balls.
Yeah, if it's not your thing.
Yeah, I like the gameplay.
I think as it's gone on, it's become more and more convoluted anyway. Yeah. So I don't think Origins is brilliant as well. If you get a chance to play that, then you might enjoy that more because it's obviously a bit more of a modern day game mechanics in it, which obviously improved upon. But Black Flag is excellent. Rogue is basically I did finish Rogue. I don't know if I mentioned that in one of the other.
Maybe in the previous one, I think.
Yeah, I finished that one. It's more of Black Flag, really. It's literally.
Yes, I think you did mention it.
It is basically Black Flag, same engine as Black Flag, and has a lot of the same mechanics as Black Flag. It's just the main difference is that you're Templar hunting assassins rather than assassins hunting Templars.
That's cool.
Which is a nice thing, but it doesn't make him all the way bad guy. It's sort of a bit like Rogue One, where it paints the
it's all a bit more complicated.
It'll paint them as morally grey in a couple of areas, Yeah. So it gives him a reason to hate the assassins.
Mm-hmm. What's Unity like?
Unity got some nice ideas, and the fact it adds more variety with like different weapons and stuff like that. Like you can have like a big pole arm, for example, and stuff like that. The downside is the bugs, and the other part of it I didn't like is that it kept trying to force you into these cooperative online bits. Right. They're not required for you to get through the whole game, but you'll be walking along and then someone will come out and go, you must do, you come with me into this adventure. You're being called for help.
Yeah, and actually you can just go, fuck off, good sir.
Yeah, but it's always annoying because I've had it in a couple of occasions because you sort of run into a portal.
Yeah.
And I've had one of those portals appear in front of me and...
so annoying.
When I've been trying to do something rather than... I'm not in a mission. It doesn't do it when you're in a mission.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to get to somewhere to do something to sort out stuff or whatever...
Yeah. It's like when you're in Skyrim, you turn up at your house and you're trying to run to the chest to put your shit away and your little kid is like, Daddy! And it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Daddy's busy. And you're only going to ask for money, and I've got a shitload, so just have all of it.
Yeah.
I've got I need to show you the video on my Switch. I turn up, I warp into the fast travel to my house. I got the one that's in Hearthstone, the Lakeview Manor or whatever, the one you can build. And one of my adopted kids runs up to me, pulls a knife, and goes, "Can I have some pocket money?" So, have lots. and then she just goes, "Thanks," and puts it away. I was just like, that is a weird timing because I think what it is if I look in the video, if I look in the background, there's a giant that keeps turning up. Every now and then a giant. I think she drew the dagger to fight the giant. Because she was like, "Oh, I need to fight the giant because it's nearby."
Yeah.
So she just happens to go, "Can I have some pocket money?" So, yes. Best daddy ever. I was just like, "Have 1,000." Because to be fair, I've got like 270.
He was getting knifed, man.
It's like, have 1,000 because it seems like a lot, and it probably is to you. But I've got like 270 of these fuckers.
Yeah.
Because I was by the end a very rich man with all the money.
I think that's the only problem with some of these RPGs.
Easy to get overloaded without kind of really noticing.
And that's the thing. I like RPGs, and I suppose I've not played it obviously, but I'm assuming that's why they've released stuff like Kingdom Come Deliverance, where
it's hard for
it's very hard for you to become incredibly rich and powerful.
I think what it is, what my theory on it is, when I used to play Diablo, I never felt rich because there would always be a weapon I'd want to buy.
And that weapon would be expensive.
And it would be, I'd get some money back for the one I bought before, the one I had before that, but it wouldn't be nearly as much as I got for...
No, it gives you a reason to be hoarding and looting.
Yeah, and whereas with Skyrim, I never found an item, a weapon or a piece of armor in a shop that was any better than what I was carrying that I'd found naturally.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
I either found a magical weapon which was awesome and I just used that.
Yeah.
But like I did, I'd maxed out my crafting, so I already had like dragon armor and all that.
That's the other thing as well. As I had a dragon bone.
It's either the dragon bone armor, which I'm not actually sure if it's much better than the Daedric armor actually. But
I think it's about the same.
But you need to be level 100 to do the dragon armor. And it's your opinion with which looks cooler, I suppose.
I guess. I found the Stalrim stuff good from the from Dragonborn DLC.
I've not played that one.
Oh, it's like shimmering blue rock.
Oh, okay.
And it makes for really nice outfits.
Yeah. I played a bit of Dawnguard when it first came out on the PS3.
Yeah.
And I didn't really do much of the Hearthstone or the Children. I'm aware of it, but I didn't do well. Thank you.
Wrong podcast.
I mean, never. With the other. Yeah, I didn't raise the family. I just had the scary woman from the Companions as my wife.
That's hilarious. I did that the first time as well, right? And the reason was because I've
literally finished the Companion storyline, and everyone just fell in love with me at the end of it. And I was just like,
I think you're probably wearing the amulet of Mara or whatever it is. That's like, you are making yourself look available, and I was like, yeah.
Well, no, I thought it was just I think my standing increased with them after finishing the campaign. Yeah. But everyone was just like, yeah, because even the blokes were like, so what are you doing later? And I was like going, Jesus, all I'd done was cure everyone of the werewolves or whatever.
What are you up to? What are you doing later? I'll tell you what I'm not doing. Dudes. Again, more power to you if that's your bag. But,
Well, I'm flattered, I guess.
I tend to play like
she used to make me laugh because every time when you first talked to her, she'd still be a companion and go, "What do you want, worm?"
Yeah,
and it was just like, "I've made you a lovely cake."
Is that what you wanted, worm?
Yeah, I've made you a meal, and I said, "Can I have a mission?" Yes, go kill these bandits, scum.
Yeah, shitbag.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, the first time I played, I was companioned up with Lydia because you become Thane of Whiterun and all, and she turns up as your companion.
Yeah.
And she would travel around with me, and she would do the "I'm sworn to carry your burdens" kind of thing. But I was just like really quite enamored with her. And then she died, I think, because she vanished.
Yeah, if there's a big fight and she's not there anymore, it's probably because she died.
Yeah, so she vanished basically, and I went and I thought like, basically what happened was it's quite a sad. This is one of those things. It's not real, obviously.
Yeah,
but we're in a fight.
I think everyone has their Lydia death.
Yeah, we're in a big fight, and I finished the fight and fast travelled away. Okay. And I went back to the house and she wasn't with me. I was like, all right, well, maybe she got stuck on something. It's Skyrim.
Yeah, as I said, they do have the Fallout 3 problem where, like, dog meat will be left in another country.
Yeah, it's been known for that to happen. But, like, get stuck on scenery, so they're a little bit behind. And so I thought, right, I'll wait a couple of hours. So I waited a couple of hours, and she didn't show up. I was like, I'll assume that she's stuck somewhere really early on, so I'll give her a day. So I slept for a day. Didn't turn up. I slept for another week, and every day, waiting for her to turn up.
So you basically went into mourning, and you didn't
basically to the point where actually I went full on Han Solo Legends canon, and started running into fights that one was well unequipped for, going, nothing matters anymore. So anyway, second playthrough, locked that down, married Lydia pretty early on. As soon as I found the Church of Mara, I was like, I'd like an amulet, please. And she was still my companion at this point, so I put it on and just turned to her and was like, how you doing? She's like, oh, you're pretty hot. I was like, yes, I am.
I'm also sworn to carry your burden.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. So there's some weird stuff that happens in Skyrim, like bugs and glitches that make it feel kind of weirdly real. So there's like that whole thing with the Lydia thing, right? So that one
being mugged by your children.
The first time
happens every day.
So the first time I played through, I did the same. I married the woman from the Companions, the one with all the face paint.
Yeah.
And she went from like, what do you want, dick face, to hello, darling.
But other things, she'll walk up to me saying random things. So she just sounded like she just had. This is my wife. She has split personality disorder.
I'm a strong, independent woman and don't need no man. Hello, darling. I love you.
Yeah.
Please never leave me. I don't know what I'd do.
I'll cut you.
You don't seem to be able to divorce in Skyrim. Not that I tried, but there doesn't seem to be any way of doing it.
You can piss them off by joking, like taking them to the altar and then leaving them at the altar, I think.
Yeah, but that's about the limit, yeah.
Yeah, and I think actually you can't get with them again if you say if you keep doing it as a joke.
Like when I cop blocked myself in Mass Effect 2 by being a gentleman. I was trying to what's her name? Tali Zora. I was trying to the Quarian. I was trying to romance her, and then at the end she was like, it's risky.
Give you more of a friend.
Yeah, it's like no. She was like, it's risky, but we can if you really want. And I was like, I don't want to put you at risk, thinking it was the nice thing. And then she was like, okay, friend zone then. And I basically inadvertently friend zoned her, so I ended up romancing Jack instead.
Oh wait a minute, she's not the vampire one, is she?
No, she's the one who in Mass Effect.
Yeah, isn't there one that can kill you through pleasure?
Oh, not that one. No, she's like a weird third ending or something in Mass Effect 2. But no, the one that's got the helmet on with the
that one.
That one, yeah, the one whose homeworld was like destroyed by the Geth or whatever. Who keeps track? It's been ages.
I've never actually finished.
I tried to romance her, and she was like, it'll be dangerous, but I think we can make it work if you're willing to try. And I thought the one that would get me to that thing would be to be nice. So I was like, I don't want to put you through that. I don't want to put you through that risk. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, hang on, what happened? Where's the sex?
I played through Dragon Age Inquisition, and I was basically just a hoochie mama to everyone.
Okay.
I was chatting up everyone. I was just going like, I want to see who's the first person I could pick up with, and it was the gay wizard was the guy I got with at the end. Which I'm like, okay, well that's the way it is.
I was romancing the lesbian archer.
Okay.
The sort of the Cockney one with like.
Yeah. The other thing, I was a male, but I was the troll-like creatures. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember either. I know that
like the Iron Ball and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. I was one of them, and I.
Nice.
Yeah, and not getting with the.
You know what I like? Gay wizards. They call me Iron Ball because.
Nice moustache. It tickles,
They call me Iron Ball because I give you wings.
Yeah, I think. But that was the thing. I was basically intentionally going because I was just like, I'm just intrigued. If I just do
you're just curious.
The hoochie mama answer to every single character, what would happen?
Yeah.
Obviously, the archer wasn't interested in me at all.
No.
I don't think the other mage, the black mage, I don't think was interested in me either. I think she might be not sure if he's lesbian or not.
I'm not sure. Don't know.
No. Maybe you can't chat about.
No,
the one I spent an inordinate amount of time was one of the ones that actually apparently you can never get with anyway.
Okay. One of the Cassandra, the
one that's I think she's just too chaste for her because
of her past or whatever.
Yeah, or something, or she's just. But you can do lots of romantic things to her, but then she just never anything.
Never reacts.
Never ends up going, that's nice, dear.
Yeah.
Basically to everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, never meant to be. Which will be very happy that you have said such nice things about her.
But that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, second playthrough, I married Lydia. And I got my house in Lakeview Manor and did the Hearthstone thing. And then I got 2 adopted children who were delightful, but looked identical, which was kind of creepy because they came from different towns. So there's presumably some sex-crazed, like, flaneur who just goes from town to town just impregnating women and fucking off.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's kind of, that happens in real life, I guess.
Well, yeah, fine.
So I married Lydia and had 2 adopted children. Then one day I came back to my house and there was a bandit outside the house and they were trying to attack one of the kids. And this is a weird thing about Skyrim and glitches. I went up and I basically shouted the bandit. I basically almost trying to rip them to shreds with my shout because I had soul tear by this point. So I was just and they lost like loads of their health and they went, I'm on your side. And I was like, I highly doubt that. You're attacking my adopted child. So you're assaulting my daughter. It's like, I don't think I'm on your side here. Like, I realised she just extorted me for money, but, I've looked past that, as I feel like we all should.
Have you extorted the entire town?
Yeah. So the bandit dropped a note that said, we really like your house, especially your wife. And I was like, what the fuck? This is weird, and this has escalated quickly. So basically, it was a new side quest that she'd been kidnapped and taken to a local bandit thing.
Oh. Now
I didn't realise this was a thing. So, and I think it's only a Lakeview Manor thing. I think if you have a house in Whiterun, it doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
You get attacked by other shit in Whiterun, but most of the time you can just shout it to pieces, and then bury it in the aqueduct, which is what I is doing. There's about 4 or 5 dead naked men down there because I wanted their sabers, if you know what I mean. So I went to this cave and inadvertently actually killed the bandit leader before I even went in the cave because they came out to attack me. I was just like, "Fuss!" And at the end, I was
about
like,
20 levels above you.
That person had a name. I wonder if they're the person I was supposed to negotiate with. It's like, well, guess I'm going in and killing everyone. So I went in.
Maybe I shouldn't have negotiated with my voice.
So I went in, killed the other bandits who were comparatively easy, freed Lydia, and she went back to Lakeview Manor. Next time I went back, she was standing outside against a wall, just crab walking. Came back. Still crab walking. So I stopped her by talking to her. And she answered my questions. Resumed her crab walking. It's like, is she PTSD? Is this game inadvertently giving me a PTSD victim wife? Thankfully, she seemed to get better over time. Like every time I went back to the house, she seemed to...
therapy.
I guess, yeah. Well, I think she would obviously go through the routines. So she'd go to bed at in the evening.
Go to bed, scream, crab walk, go back to bed.
Exactly, yeah. Very
Make
peculiar.
dinner, crab walk.
Very peculiar. I'm sure if I was to think back on it, we could do a whole episode on Skyrim bullshit.
Oh, yeah, easily.
There's hundreds of hours of gameplay. There must be at least 1 hour of recording out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that is not for today because we've just done an hour of recording. So, thank you very much for listening to the E14 Gamecast. If you've enjoyed the show and you wish to subscribe, you can subscribe to us on various different platforms, including some of the following: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Libsyn, Podbean, Podchaser, Podomatic, Podcast Republic, basically anywhere that will do an RSS feed. You can find all the bits and pieces to do with the show on the E14 podcast page, which you can find on emotionally14.com, which is our website. YouTube. We have 4 episodes of the podcast there as well. If you want to send us questions like Jeremy has, you can email us at podcast@emotionally14.com with the subject Gamecast, and obviously get your questions heard. If you want to send us voice bits and I can find a way to splice it in, do that. Or just send us written questions. That's also fine. Otherwise, Blake, where can people find you, particularly on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator. You can also find me on Facebook, and if you just have me, or on the Facebook groups.
Yes.
Or alternatively, you can find me on Twitter at fucksake_Blake.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobWadeVision, and everything I do that's not emotionally 14 shaped on talkstarwars.co.uk. The Emotionally 14 social media sounds like so. The website's emotionally14.com. The Twitter is at emotionally14, YouTube /emotionally14, Facebook, Emotion E14. We also have a Facebook group for each podcast. So the E14 Gamecast and the Crazy Train podcast both have Facebook groups. If you go to the page, they're connected, so you can find them from there. Or I'll put them in the show notes as well. If you want to buy video games, you can do it so on Amazon using our widget, which takes you to Amazon, and we just get a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you any more, and it's a nice way of buying your games because, like I say, it helps us to support what we're doing because we don't monetize, and it's really, really stings. Right in the fucking wallet. But thank you very much for listening to the E14 Gamecast. I'm not forgetting anything, am I?
Bibbidi Bob Games.
Bibbidi Bob Games.